If we want it to explode, and we have to state our explode, same thing wey we've done previously. So we say explode equals explode, and we have the same thing. So basically from here, we see that there is no much difference in the way Matplotlib would visualize a chart and the way Pandas would visualize a chart, because they are relatively almost the same, if not the same completely. And the only thing, next thing we want to do is we can have our autopicity also, same way we had autopicity here. So we can just copy autopicity and put it here. Now, one of the things that you would have seen so far is that we do not, um, what's it called? The arrangement of how you state your, what's it called? Your formatting for your chart does not matter. So if you have autopicity first before explode before title, or you have explode before autopicity, or you even have your title before all of this, it really does not matter. So you can have title equals to um other other status. So when we run this, so it says file does not have title. So when we go index, we see now that this does not have title as compared to um what's it called, as compared to pandas plot. So these are some of the little differences that would be seen in matplotlib and pandas, but I mean pandas plot. But in general, the way the visualization is done is relatively the same. So um, okay, so we have seen how this um, Python pandas and what's it called? So this is pie charts. This is pie charts using pandas plots. Now you see how um, we are doing pie charts with matplotlib. Matplotlib. Now let's see how Seaborn handles pie charts. So we have okay, so Seaborn does not have, wait, Seaborn does not have Seaborn um doubts. So we see here that Seaborn does not have um, a pie plot feature. So we see that Seaborn does not have a pie plot feature. So please give me a moment, please. I need to.
Hello, sir. When are we ending the class?
By 3:30, we'll be ending the class. Yes, so we see that Seaborn does not have a pie plots, a pie chart feature for plotting. So we would go to the um, other plot that we other library that we have, which is um, Plotly. Now for hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, I'm very sorry. I don't know what happened with my network. I got cut off. So let me share my screen again. Let me know if you can see my screen, please.
Your screen is visible.
Okay, so I was explaining that we can perform visualization using Plotly, and we'll be able to see how Plotly handles visualization of pie charts. Now, so now we'll just what's it called? Input our data, and when we run this, it doesn't return any visual. Why? And there is an output, so we can't see. So something is wrong. Okay, so let's check Plotly and see pie charts. So there must have been an error somewhere. Okay, so for us to use this, we have to state a lot of things. So we would have to use our sales data, and then we would state our value, and we would state our name. So we want to perform a what's it called? So our name is our name equals to status, and our value equals to what's it? A value equals to sales, or let's say the order number. Okay, so let's see if what we have here. Okay, so now we see that in Plotly's pie charts, all we need to just do is mention our data frame, which is sales data. Then mention the column that we want to group by as under as name, which is our status. Then the values. So the values here is seen as a count in terms of values of what it takes. So we'll see here that we have 92.6% of all of the records that we have. Now I think this sums everything together, when in fact we did not want it to be summed all together. So let's see something here. So let's perform an operation and see what happens here. Sales data input here, and then we say dot counts. So if we run this, it says there's an error. So value is not the name of the column. So it only returns value for the name of column. So let's see. Sorry, please. I'm coming. All right. So our values is supposed to be a column that we have inside our table. So let's use sales and see. Now we'd see that this relatively gives the same thing in terms of the percentage. But when we come here and try to understand how it works, what it basically does is it takes a numerical proportion of what we have. So basically, what Plotly does is it takes a numerical proportion of the column that we've stated and how they are, how do I call it, how they are distributed. So let's see what would happen if we change our values to a country, for instance. So let's say we change this to country and we run this. We'll see now that there is no value because this only works with a numerical column. So if there is no what's it called? If there is no number on the column that you are referencing as the value, it wouldn't work. So this is one of the things that we need to take note of in terms of distribution of, or in terms of using pie charts with other columns. Now, we would see that there is a slight difference when we now use our quantity ordered as the values. Now, you see that there's a slight difference in the percentage. These are some of the things that we need to take note of when we use the pie chart so that we are able to understand it better. Now, what are some of the things also, or charts also, we could have with Plotly? We could also have, I think we can also have some formatting to our visual. Yes. Let's come here. Okay, yes. To make it a donut, we can what's this? Okay. Also, one of the things we can do is we can set colors for our statuses. So we can come here and say we want to have a shift. So we come to shift. Oops. If we come to shift, so we say shift should be this color. We want cancelled to be one color. We want resolved to be another color. We want on hold to be another color. So we want to state, let's say, in process, to be another color. So let's just say orange, and disputed. To be let's say red. So we can run this and
That person should mute himself now.
What did you say?
I read that person that is making noise. Please should mute himself.
It's coming from my end. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Please give me a moment, please. Okay, hope you can hear me clearly now.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay. Yes, so I have to do some cleaning to this. I think that's why. Oh, it's still not changing. This is supposed to change. But basically, what we can do is we can set colors to our chart, and also state how we want the visuals to go. Yeah, so we'll pause here for today. Hopefully, we can set some time for tomorrow to finish up with everything we've done so far for today. And so this is where we would pause. So we have a question. I'm coming. Let me check the question again. Yeah, I'm with you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Are you going to share this today's work with us so that we
Yes,
put it on practice?
Yes, I would share it with us.
Okay. So far now, for what you have taught us so far, going for an interview as a data analyst on Python, with all these things that you've taught us, with everything that we've learned, yeah, do you think one will pass the interview with all this? And also, what is it that they will ask when you go for an interview as a data analyst, maybe using Python?
Okay. So first is what are the things one will be asked with Python for a data analysis job? For Python and data analysis, the certain questions one asks are usually the libraries one uses and understanding of the libraries, how they are being used. So each of the libraries we've used, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Plotly, and Seaborn, although most times Seaborn is mentioned, but not really in depth. But Matplotlib, because of its what's it called, of its powers, the things you can do with it. So one of the things we need to do after this class is that individuals, we need to go back and practice with using all of these libraries. That's why I also mentioned that we use we go through this help and go to the references for each of the libraries that we've talked about. Try to go to it, see if I want to do this, what can I do? There's a search part where you can literally search for anything you have, or anything you want to check for, and then you can easily use the search. So there's a search part here. Also for Pandas, they have a search button. So you can search, how do I do this? How do I do this? And then you would see like direct guide on their platform. Because sometimes one of the challenge with Python is having to know all of the functions that come with each of the libraries. Now you see each of the libraries, they have a lot of functions. You now have to like know all of these things. So but once you are able to familiarize yourself with each of these documentation parts, it makes it very much easy for you to understand them. But on the basics, all you just need to do is know how to use each of the libraries. You have to know how to use them. Once you know how to use them, you can easily find your way around any of them. Then in the interviews, you might be asked to perform certain sample analysis. You could be given a data, either a CSV data or an Excel file, to play around with and say, okay, show us how to perform an analysis of this, do a simple analysis on this, do some aggregation, like sum counts on a specific column. And yeah, so those are what I've seen so far.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I'm with you, sir.
Yes, are we still going to do a dashboard? Are they in Python? We don't do dashboard. We don't.
So in Python, there is no dashboard creation. What you have is what we have done in terms of how you break down your what's it called, your flow in terms of the analysis you are doing. So how you show, okay, we have these are the orders for the day, this, then you visualize it, something like that. So there is no dashboard. So for you to have to create dashboard, you need to use BI tools like Power BI, like Tableau, like Looker, and all of that. So
Okay, so another question, sir. What is the work of Visual Studio, sir?
okay, yes. What is the work of Visual Studio? So Visual Studio is a haha. This was what happened. Yes, so Visual Studio is a version coding platform. So it's a tool where you can write different programming. So you can write codes of different languages on it. So you can literally write codes. So it's for writing codes, and you can use it for any language. So you see there are different languages here. You can have Python, you have SQL. Hope you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
So you have Python. So Python has this Python. You have SQL. You can write SQL here. So this SQL. You can have all of the various languages on this on VS Code. It makes it very much easier to.
With the same syntax and everything that you have been teaching us here,
Yes.
It's applicable. Instead of opening a Jupyter notebook and everything, you can just go to Visual Studio and be coding your Python there with every syntax and everything that you have taught us here.
Yes, it would work 100%.
Okay, sir.
So all of the libraries, all you just have to do is so the libraries you are working with, you have to bring them in. So let's say you have imports. So you write import pandas as PD, imports as PD, imports all of the things you want to import numpy, imports. So you can see as I'm writing, the colors are changing for the ones that need to be changed. Imports matplotlib. Then you write percentage inline, percentage matplotlib inline. So everything you literally have you can import other functionalities, import JSON, import RE. So you can basically write like it's a Python code, print hello everyone. So it's basically just for programming, and you can, once you want to save your work, you can save it in all of anything. So it's a very robust tool that I always advise people to get familiar with, learn how to use it, and you can do other things. Yes.
Those are my last question, sir. In the last class, during your explanation of what we can do to replace the value of missing data with another value, you made mention of including some steps we will take in our report. So I want us to briefly explain to us how to write a report and present our report to stakeholders or anybody that requested for our service. So.
Okay, yes. So to write reports, there are different types. There are different ways to do that. One of the ways is to leverage the markdown feature we have here. So if you look at all of the codes we've been writing so far, you would see that we have we at some point used the markdown. So for instance, here, everything I have here that looks like a text, these are not codes, were written using this markdown. So we see that inside this cell, the settings here is called markdown. So once you are able to do this, the person that is reading your code could easily understand, okay, this is what this person is doing. Also, at some points, I think we also used something like that here also, where we wrote analysis. So our analysis and pandas plots were inside the same cell, and we just had to write basic text. These are just text. This additional formatting where I used # are just some additional formatting structure that are being used. So which we can basically just, these are things that we can play around with. Just if I do, for instance, ***, I put this inside a star and I run it, what's going to happen? So we see here now that we have a bulletin. So these are just additional formatting that we can use. Another way to make our reporting easier is to have a comment in our code. So we can put comments in our code, try to understand, try to make it easier for anybody that is going to our code to understand it. So that way it's easily it's easily readable and understandable by anyone. And lastly is we have like a text file. So you can have a text file where you explain certain things. If you don't want to add what you have inside inside your Python code like this, you could have like a text file. You write everything that you want inside it, and then once you are done, you can then attach it as a file to whoever you want to send it to. But in my own opinion, I always advise that you leverage this markdown feature of Jupyter Notebook, because it makes it easier for anyone to follow. Like you can put the person in your how would I call it? You make it like a storyline where the person is following what you are saying. I'll import this one, you import it. I did this, I did that. You can easily put that, and the person can just read through. So I would advise try as much as possible to play around with the markdown feature inside this Jupyter Notebook. Like it's just here.
Okay, there is no way to interact with the visual through slicer or flitter or all those things.
You can interact with the visuals, especially when you use PyPlots. For instance, if I click on shift here, it's going to remove shift, and then I have a distribution of every other one. If I click on cancel here, so with Plotly, you are able to interact with any of the visuals that you have. You see. So this is something you can do with Plotly. That's why I added Plotly Express to the visualization, because it has much more than every other visualization. The interactivity is so seamless and easy. You can basically come here now, you see you can have something like this. I also showed us where you can zoom in and out on your data. So we can zoom in and out with Plotly, but with Matplotlib and Pandas, you cannot do things like that. But here you can surely create interaction. But you see in what's it called, in Pandas and Matplotlib, there is nothing like interactivity. But here,
so it is advisable we should use Plotly for our plotting and use Pandas for other things.
Exactly. That's the best thing. Use Plotly for your visualization. But the truth is, the first person that asked question about interviews, most of the interviewers, most of people are not familiar with libraries like Plotly, because they are not the go-to visualization tool or libraries that people talk about. But when you understand Pandas, understand Matplotlib, understand Seaborn, and then you tell somebody that, do you know that all of the visualizations we've been doing with the previous libraries I've mentioned, we can do them with a better visualization library? The person would want to know more. You get it? But if you go and know advanced and you do not know simple, they will be like, how come you are familiar with advanced and you don't know? So that's just it. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. God bless.
Yes, thank you very much. And I'm very sorry for delaying our class so long for today. But
no problem.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. So I'll share this with us, and we can play around with it also.
Okay,
sir. All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Yeah, do have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
And you too, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.